Hi everybody, this is Pramita here and I have made this insert, and if you want to see how I made this, then please follow along and we'll make this together. So this is the lace tie that I have used. Let me take it off and you'll see what I'm planning on saying. So this is the insert. It says blessings, and this has a journal card here. Okay, and then when you open it, it's like a small insert. You have these papers, some journal cards, and then at the back you have another postcard. These are all using the vintage, the blue Christmas kit that I have in my shop. So if you're interested, then keep watching this video till the end. And this is going to be the first part. Of course, it's going to be followed by a second part. So keep watching. Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and remember we were working on the insert kind of ephemera, which would go inside that blue vintage keepsake journal that we were creating. So today we're going to do something, again, a super easy insert which you can tweak to your preference, but I have done it in this way. So this is just the prototype that I was working on. This is not the complete product, and the final product is, of course, I'm going to do with you people. So again, this is a very easy project, as I always say, but let me lift a bit. Yeah, so now you can see the overview more clearly. So this is the insert that we're going to create, okay, and I'm going to give you the measurements also so that it's easier for you to follow along if you want to watch this and do something like this. So this is something that I had created using some papers from Art Studio, but of course you can use any papers for that matter. But in this case, I'm going to be using the blue vintage Christmas papers that are currently available in my shop. And during the last week of Christmas, I am going to give run a sale, which is going to be about 50% off. I'm not sure, 40 to 50% off on all my digital items, because I had been running a sale on physical journals, but this time I think I should give a sale on digital items too, and this will be the year-end sale sort of thing. And also so this is again, as I said, this is a very easy project. You don't need to have a sewing machine. You don't need to sew anything. You can keep it and, build your own sort of thing. And also you can create this with blankish kind of paper and then embellish it. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to start this. Let's keep this for our inspiration. And we're going to take two papers. Now what I have done is, basically I've chosen one paper that is going to form the cover, and the other paper, which is a kind of a background sort of thing, which is going to be the inside part. So over here you can see this is going to be the inside part, and this is going to be the front cover. So this somehow I have chosen these two, and this is from the blue vintage papers that I have. And this one is from the background Damask papers. Those are in cool tones. I think there are 13 in each pack. There is the warm tone and the cool tone. They are currently very popular in my shop because I have a variety of colors in cool tones. You can get light greens, light blues, and all sorts of things. And they probably coordinate with most of your kits if you plan on building your stash. These papers are build your stash kind of papers. So, and since they come in a large number, it's very easy to, it's very, very useful sort of thing. That's what I felt. And it's also a very good value for money. So that's that. So this is going to be our cover, and this is going to form the inside part. Now, let's do the first thing. That is, we're going to fold the papers. So this is just our regular printer paper, nothing fancy. and I have just taken off the white edges to save some time. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this. Now, as I said, you can sew these, you know, this, or you don't need to sew it at all. It's totally fine, you know. And excuse my dirty fingers. I had been repotting some plants that I have in my balcony because if you have been watching me for a while, you know I live in a gated community and we don't have a garden as such, but that we do have a community garden, and I do have some few pots in my balcony. And yeah, but the thing is that somehow, and I do love plants a lot, but somehow I have this ability to kill off these plants slowly but surely. So and my mother has green thumbs, so did my father. I don't know how I acquired this peculiar trait. I don't know. Of course, it's not hereditary, it's not genetic, something I don't know, something happened along the way. So even though I love plants, I don't know, somehow, some way I just managed to kill them off. So, but I have been trying to get better at this. I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to make them fall in love with me and, you know, listen to my heart that I really care for them. And all sorts of things. So now we have folded the paper in half. Now we're going to make the first the inside cover, the inside part. So these are actually two separate papers, and we are going to attach that. You can sew them, you can glue them, you can do whatever. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to create the middle, the inside section. So for the inside section, I have the paper folded in half, and then keeping the open portion on the one mark over here. This is the beginning of the scoreboard. I am going to score at 4.5. Sorry. Keeping the closed portion, keeping the closed portion on my right hand side, I'm going to score at 1.5. Yeah, so sorry, 4.5. So this is the closed, this is the closed section of the paper. Just a minute, let me go through the instruction. Yeah, so I'm going to score at 4.5 inches. So you can, you know, you can change the sizing as per your wishes, but 4.5 works best for me. So I thought of using that. I'm not pressing it too hard because, so this is going to be the inside. Okay, so I'm going to fold this like so. So this is going to be the inside of the journal, the insert, sorry. So this is the 4.5 inches, and this is the extra bit that we have. Now what we are going to do is, now this is the middle part already done, so separate. Now we are going to move on to this one, and then we're going to score at, again we're going to turn this at the closed side, just stacking that up, and now we're going to score at 3 3/4. So this is 3.5, 3/4. Okay, that's it. This is all we need to do, nothing else. So we are going to close this, and we are going to close this, fold this, not close this, sorry. I just had my morning coffee, so maybe I needed my coffee a little bit before, but today being a Sunday, and my husband has just returned from a work trip, so we were just having a little bit of conversation. So this is how the insert looks. Okay, it's done, basically it's done. Now I do not want this white space. Okay, so what I can do is I can cover this up, and also I can cover this up, and I also want to cover the inside parts also, so I can use any paper for that. But if you want, you can keep it like this, just stencil around it. You can keep it simple. So now we need to do a little bit of tweaking around. I need to look for some scraps that I can use. So let me dig into my scrap box. Yeah, scrap box of Christmas papers and stuff like that. So I do have some lace elements, I can use some lace papers that I have. These lace background papers are also available in my shop, so I will be using this. So let me see if it looks nice. No, it doesn't. So I have this. Let's see if this works. So I think this is going to look nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut something which is just going to cover up this blank space. Okay, and then I can just fold this. I'm just going to take this and fold this over so that I know how much I require. So I'm going to just mark this off. Now I had my pencil somewhere here. Now I don't seem to find. That's okay. So we're going to just tweak it around a little bit. So this is how much I need. Okay, so this is the width I need to cover the white space that is peeking through. That's it, nothing else. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces of that because I need to cover the back also. So I'm going to, I don't use this trimmer. This is a nightmare for me. I can never get things done. So I'm going to use my trusty guillotine, and this is a very quick project. You can do it in seconds practically. You can use it as a notebook also. You can construct a notebook out of this folding technique, but that comes later on. That of course you can stitch a few pages in if you want to, and in the next part I will probably. Okay, so now we need to cover this part. Okay, so we already have measured out how much we need, so I'm just going to lay this over here, and I need my glue, and I'm sure this doesn't have, okay, for a change it does. So I'm just going to glue this. This is an extremely easy and very nice quick project. You don't need to have too much, and I'm just folding this over just to make sure that, okay, now I am going to stitch this, and I'm going to show you how it looks once it has been sewn. Okay, so but you don't have to sew this. Honestly, you can skip the sewing part altogether, and just in that case, please use a stronger glue, either a PVA glue or Fabri-Tac or Scotch, quick grab or something of that sort. Don't use a glue stick. You have to be careful about that only, nothing else. So our edges are done. Now we have this folded up. Now we have this. Now our insert is ready. Now what we can do is we'll have a side tuck over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have 4 pockets, and then we can obviously add papers inside as journal pages. Okay, so I will just come back and show you how it looks after I have stitched the basic thing and glued these two together. Okay, so keep watching, don't go anywhere, I'll be back. So I have stitched everything up and you can see how it's looking. So the thing is that it can have 2 versions. Like you can make it into a 2-page insert also. If you do not glue the top and the bottom, then you can keep it like this is going to be a pocket. This can be another pocket. It's something very similar that I've shown a while before, just the previous one, but this one I am planning on doing something else. Like it will be like a regular insert looking thing, and then I can obviously add some lace cluster or something. I will be using some words. These are also in my shop. These are just I think they are 2 sheets of words that you can use in your collages. So maybe I can use something like they have 2 sets. This is a single sheet, sorry, and there are 2 you know, each word is repeated twice. So if you print 1 page, you get 2 of each. So like I can use prayer over here. So I will probably, you know, make a cluster and show you how it looks. So I'll just take the word prayer. So I have not framed them into labels. Why? Because sometimes, you know, I like to tear up things, keep them a little bit uneven, and then ink them up and use them. So that is why one of the reasons of keeping these, you know, in stages like this. So I'll probably use this in a lace cluster that I will create. Okay. So for the lace cluster, as usual, I will use all the lace tidbits that I have, and I'll just bring them out. Hold just a second, let me bring out my lace bits. So this is only one of the lace bit box that I have with me. I do have 2 boxes like this. Each of them are stuffed to the brim. So I'm just going to open this up. And these are just scraps I have left over from various projects, which probably I will use. This is just a jute, you know, burlap sort of thing, bleached burlap. So I'm probably going to use this as a background. And then when I'm making a cluster, I have told this before, I try to go for different color variations in the same palette, so it makes things a little bit more interesting, but you don't have to if you want. So I'm just trying to, you know, create something interesting. That's it. So I have some vintage lace also. Some of these laces are vintage, some are not. So if they are not vintage, I don't or if I'm not sure, I will tell you right away. So this is my thing, and this is my word that I'm going to be using. So I am going to be creating a cluster probably in the, I don't know how long this video is going to be, just let me check. This is about 18 minutes long. So if it gets too long, then probably I will do a second part where I'll show you how you can add ephemera and add pages to this, because this will have a few pages. So I am going to put this over here. Okay, I had made quite a few clusters a while back on camera, but unfortunately I have used them up. Sad story. So yeah, so I can do that. And then I had a tiny scrap. Yeah, so I can use this. See how I'm varying up the color shades. That's how my brain works. And of course we have the word prayer, but I need to have some sort of a floral accent to this. Here I have just watch. I don't throw away even these tiny bits because they come in pretty handy sometimes. And what I'll do is I need some floral elements added to that word. So I have this floral lace which can be cut down. So I'm going to be, problem with this is I'm not sure whether this part is okay. I'm going to trim this leaf off also. So I'm going to place this like so. These things take a little bit of time, so I can't rush through. And then I can add this leafy structure. This is but yeah, so I can add that. I do have some blue lace. I don't know if this is going to go well with this or not, so probably I'm not sure. These laces were hand dyed when I was working on a project, and then somehow they survived little bits and pieces. And you know, the funny part is the lady who bought those journals, she also wanted to ask me how did I manage to dye some of the pom-pom trims in such perfect color that went with the kit. So I told her I had hand dyed, and she wanted to, you know, buy them. Unfortunately I didn't have enough, so I told her, see, I don't have enough to sell, but I can just add a little bit for as a gift. So that was that. So I can, this is getting too clumsy. I don't want these, so I want something simple, very simple. Prayer. So maybe I will I might use something bigger, like blessings will be good, because blessings is big, I feel. I don't know, like it's totally, so I can make it bigger. I'll show you how. I can just layer this on a piece of bigger cardstock, and then, you know, then obviously this will get bigger. So probably I'll go with that, and I will not lengthen this video at all. Blessings, so I'm going to use that, not going to be using anything else. See, I think this is enough, but this blessing part I want to layer it up with some cardstock paper. So let me look for some cardstock, and then I'll be good to go. So I don't have any cardstock here right away. I have the scrap piece of paper. So what I'll do is I'll just tear this up. Okay. So this is how you can extend even a tiny label to, you know, and I can just add it like this. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll just ink this up. So I'm going to ink the word blessing, not much, just lightly. And the reason why I had chosen this yellowish color for the background is I found personally this color takes any kind of distressed ink very beautifully. So If you want this to be a little bit grungy, you can go with that. If you want very light antique linen kind of color, that's okay too. Initially, it looked a little bit odd because this is not how they come. But personally, I did it because so that it is easier for a person who's using these motivational quotes, words, easy for them to use them in any kind of journals that they are working on. So this is how I'm going to extend a word. So now my word is a little bit bigger and it's going to stand out. So I'm going to put this like so. Okay, and I'm going to put this flower like this and add it somewhere like here. Okay, so I'm going to stitch everything up and come back and show you how it's looking. And in the next part, follow up, I will be adding some papers, making this into a booklet and adding some ephemera in it. So keep watching, don't skip. Thank you. So this is the end of the first part, and in the second part, I'll complete the rest. So thank you for watching. Bye everybody. Stay safe.